Hey guys, I'm back. I got my pork chops already made. I'm using the same skillet. I put some vegetable oil in there before I started the pork chops and stuff to go with the biscuits. I've got if you hear the noise in the back, it's my Keurig making my coffee. I've got this plain flour, just plain all-purpose flour. And I'm going to put some flour in there because you got to have a little flour to make a roux, to make your gravy. So, flour, some salt, just plain salt, some black pepper. That's how you start it. Now, I'm going to take that and you want to stir it in your skillet. Now, I always heard with roux, and this much is the fact, I'm using the same one my pork chops came out of. So I'm going to have some pork chops bits in here and stuff. And I'll probably put my pork chops back in here to have with my gravy. Anyway, and they're completely done. Anyway, I always heard cook your roux to a little bit darker than you want your gravy to come out in the end. And that always has worked for me. Get a little bit darker than you think you're going to want it. I don't want my gravy super duper light. You also want to have a whisk or a fork. I've got a fork. I'm going to return. Might need more salt and pepper. I don't know yet. Y'all, I'm making space. As y'all can see, I'm kind of moving a little slow today. Checking on my biscuits here as well. And the tops yet are not golden brown. So I want mine good and brown on top. This definitely is going to need more pepper. I like my food with black pepper, especially on the gravy side. And yeah, I got my little roux going a little thick, but that's fine. Now, I have my biscuits. I'm going to put some little bit of butter on there, not a lot. So, what we've got going in the pan here. Now, that was just regular vegetable oil. Plain flour, salt, and pepper. Y'all saw what I added in there. It was nothing extraordinarily difficult. And you just cook the roux down, like I said, until the point where you... some people like their gravy dark. Some people like their gravy kind of light. I kind of like mine on the darker side. Also, the other thing, and when I start adding this, you're going to see it. Some milk. I've just got the kind from Aldi, whole milk and stuff. It's nothing. It's not a top secret ingredient or anything, but when you start adding this in, you better move quick. Better have you a fork or a whisk or something handy, because you will need it. And stuff, because you'll get lumpy gravy if you don't have one. Now I've got a fork here and I've got a whisk hanging right in front of me, y'all, so I can grab one really quickly, so it's not like I don't have stuff right here where I need it to be. I do. This is starting to get a little bit of color on it on this roux. And stuff. Yeah, this is going to... Sounds good anyway, this meal. And I always cook my pork chops till they start getting a little color on them too. I like mine with a little brown on there and stuff. You know, kind of make sure that everything looks good on those and things. And that's just caramelized juice on there where I've cooked them well. We'll actually return that because that's got flavor in it. I want that fat in there in my gravy. That's what gives it flavor. So, anyway, that's kind of how I roll with mine and stuff. I do like my, y'all know me, I don't cook real easy, you know what. I don't cook food that's complicated, but I do cook food. I don't like shy away from saying I've got a fat gram or two in my food. I don't. I've never said that I'm cooking a fat-free meal, because I am not. I am cooking with real food, real ingredients. That's just always how I've cooked my food. Real stuff. Now, those are smelling good, y'all. They're taking a little bit more than 12, 13 minutes, but that's fine. That's fine. We've got a little time here. It's no big deal. You've got a few minutes. I'll turn those over to their place. And this is starting to get that nice brown nutty color to it, which is where the flavor lies in your gravy. The longer you cook the roux, the nuttier the flavor will be on. That's about the color I do mine. Now, I'm going to go ahead at this point. It is starting to smell and get about to the color I want it to be. So I'm going to start adding the milk. And as I add milk to this, I am working quickly to incorporate everything, because I don't want lumpy gravy. I do want to make sure I'm mashing up any and all lumps as I go. I like a smoother gravy. Gravy kind of just takes a little bit of practice. That's the only thing I can say about gravy. It takes a little bit of practice and a little getting used to. You know, our grandmothers didn't learn to cook overnight either, and Rome wasn't built in a day. And your gravy will be, you know, it'll get thick, you know, because I had plenty of flour in mine and stuff. And I've got to, even though I was sitting there mashing up lumps, I've still got out my whisk here, because I want to get this as smooth as silk, as smooth as I can. I need to add more milk to mine. And just keep cooking it. The longer you cook it, the thicker it gets. That's the thing with gravy. I mean, a lot of us, you know, I grew up with a mom and a grandma and a dad that cooked gravy, so that was the big thing. You know, I grew up in an area where where I saw my parents cook. My dad could make homemade gravy. In fact, my dad did make homemade gravy quite a bit. He made SOS type gravy too. So that was just, you know, one of those things. Times were hard sometimes when I was a kid, y'all. It's just how it was. My dad made gravy because fed us and stuck to our ribs and kept us full. Now that that is going really well there, I've got a spoon sitting here. And that spoon will be fine for serving my gravy with. And in here, still looking, and I'm going to grab these biscuits and check them a little. Sometimes they take a little longer than expected. Yeah, those still got a couple minutes. I made them kind of thick. My biscuits were real thick. But anyway, my gravy's starting to boil. That's what it looks like. When it's done, it'll go over the gravy. Here are my pork chops that I made. So that's what's for dinner tonight. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Gina out. And as always, like, subscribe, leave a comment below. God bless. Bye-bye.